Hey guys, my name is Cassidy and I am a brand new Twitch streamer and YouTuber. I just hit my affiliate status on Twitch and this video will be the fourth one that I posted on YouTube. I have recently found my passion for streaming and content creating. When I first started doing all of this stuff between streaming and trying to edit videos to be able to put on YouTube, I quickly found out that the PC I was using was not compatible with anything that I wanted to do. And so I looked into building a budget PC that would be. The budget PC would need to be able to help me stream and game and edit all of my YouTube content. I did my research, but I guess I didn't do my research well enough. I couldn't find anyone who was building a PC from the aspect of building it for the first time. Not to mention the added on stress of the fact that we're all going through a pandemic. I went through several issues while building the PC, coming down to the part where I didn't have everything that I thought I needed, the assembly of the PC, and the pricing of everything. Now, mind you, this is the first PC that I ever built. I guess other than the fact of back in middle school when I built one, but that was like 15 years ago. The point of this video that I'm making is I'm hoping to try to help someone else who is in the same boat as me. Currently, I'm still going through different challenges as a new streamer and as a new YouTuber / content creator. So everything that you will need for this PC is a CPU, GPU, motherboard, PSU, a case, RAM, and an SSD. And also, if you actually plan on having the PC do anything, you're gonna want to get the Windows 10 install through a USB. When I did my research for this budget PC, it was either the fact that they didn't ever list that you needed the Windows install through a USB, or the fact that I wasn't quite paying attention, which it could very well be the latter. I think when I did my research on people who are known for building PCs, so they know all of the aspects of everything, which I think is there's an upside and a downside to that. Obviously, the upside is because they're qualified, that they have experience to be able to tell you what you should get. And the downside to that for me was I didn't ever do my research on someone who was building their first PC and the issues that they went through. I probably wouldn't have had all of these issues. So I'm hoping that maybe I can be that person for someone else. Now, because of the fact that I didn't know that I needed the Windows 10 USB, and I didn't know that I needed it because majority of my life I had Mac growing up, so I didn't ever really think about what you needed for PCs. So for the Windows 10, I ran around town everywhere trying to find the Windows 10 USB. And I don't know if it's because of the fact that maybe everyone else is wanting to build a PC too, or what it was, but I couldn't find the Windows 10 USB anywhere. I finally found it at one of the Best Buys that I went to. So luckily they did have that, and I even think that they were like low on USBs anyway, so I was lucky enough to find it and not have to order it online and have it come in, because I had every item that I needed except for the Windows 10 USB. And normally I'm gonna order everything online. I order everything off of Amazon, so I probably would have if it wasn't for the fact that I was getting so anxious because I was so close. I had everything I needed to build this PC except for the the Windows 10 USB. And also because I didn't realize that I needed the Windows 10 USB, that ended up making my budget even higher for this PC. And I'll talk about the pricing of everything here in just a few minutes, because I'm sure that that's probably what you're interested in. So I have the intention of having this video be something completely different than what it actually is. Originally, I wanted it to be something like building a PC for the first time with my wife, and the both of us going through this whole process. But because of everything that we both went through for this PC, I ended up making this video instead. And actually it was her idea to do this video instead of doing the other video. It took us about 8 hours to build this PC and to have it actually working. About 4 hours of building this PC was having the issue that the PC wasn't displaying on the monitor, and everything was working. We had the lights running, the fans were going, it would turn on, the buttons would work, but we couldn't see it through the monitor. The fact that we spent 4 hours on something that was so simple blows my mind a little bit, but I'm like, you know what, maybe this won't ever happen again. But the 4 hours that we spent on this display not showing up was because of the fact that the RAM wasn't pushed in all the way. Man, did we both feel utterly stupid. We both called our brothers, because both of our brothers build PCs for like their hobbies, and we were calling them trying to figure out what was wrong. They both couldn't figure out what was wrong, and we went through all of this. It ended up being 1 a.m. the next morning before I almost gave up and said, I'm gonna go to bed, I'll just figure it out tomorrow. And I don't know why I just automatically thought of, you know what, maybe I'll just take out the RAM and put it back in, because I was Googling why it wouldn't show, and it said try removing the RAM and putting it back in, and so I did. But whenever I did, I actually pushed it in a little bit further than what I did the first time, and it actually clicked. And as soon as I did the second one, the display automatically was working. Building a first PC, I think we were a little bit afraid of what items to push in and what lightly sets in, and we didn't want to force anything in that shouldn't have been forced in, so we did the opposite. We lightly put everything in. And so that was kind of what our issue was. So whenever we pushed the RAM in all the way to the point where it clicked, then we actually had our display. So this section is, I'm sure, what most of you guys are probably going to be interested in. And it is how much I ended up actually spending on this whole ordeal with this PC. Of course, I had to discover my passion for what I really wanted to do during COVID. And these companies took advantage of what myself and what I think thousands, if not possibly millions of people ended up finding out what they wanted to do. And they hiked up all of their prices on all of their items. I will put the links in the description below of all of the items that we used to build this PC. So if you are interested in having a gaming, streaming, and editing budget PC, this is what we ended up building. What I ended up spending on everything was: the CPU was $141, the motherboard was $90, the PSU was $51, the GPU was $230, the case that we ended up going with was $51, the RAM was $75, the SSD was $40, and of course the Windows 10 install was $140. So in total, what we ended up spending was about $818, and that's before tax. So I'm sure after tax we ended up spending probably close to $850. And this PC, when I did the research on everything, it was originally supposed to be, I think, like $650 is what the budget was supposed to be. Although they didn't include the Windows 10 and the price hike. Even though we ended up spending so much time and money on this PC, I absolutely love it. I wholeheartedly recommend this PC to anyone who's trying to do anything that I'm currently doing, which is live streaming, editing videos, and gaming. If you would like to see how this PC does during a live stream, you can come visit me on Twitch. I do go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So if you will, go follow me on Twitch, and don't forget, if you like this video, if you will give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.